you guys, welcome or welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, my name is Audie. So today I have a thrift store book haul and I have about, I believe, 15 books, and most of them you already know. So this is going to be a fairly quick video. So let's get started. So I got Normal People by Sally Rooney, an author I've been meaning to check out for a while, and like just one of her books in general. And I believe she's like this book is very hyped on BookTube, to my knowledge. At least it was last year, but I never picked it up. So makes me happy when I get a book that I've been wanting to check out for a while in a very, very discounted price. Yes. So this is about a boy and a girl, like in high school. They're completely opposite, from each other. She's like reserved and quiet, whereas he's popular and star of the soccer team. They kind of like get together, fall in love or date or whatever. I don't know if they take a break, but they go to college and then they start dating again. And their role at that point has reversed. She's like the outgoing type and he's like, I'm assuming the quiet type. That's what I got the vibe from it. I'm not sure. And like I said, I want to check this book out because how hyped this book was, and I did want to read a book by this author. So, this book is discounted. Why not? Plus, this is a coming of age, psychological romance. So I thought it would be kind of interesting as well. And I believe there's also a show about it. So probably we'll check it out after I read this book. Then I also got The Guest List by Lucy Foley, an author I've been meaning to check out for a long time, specifically this book as well. So I was so happy to see this book. So this is about a ritzy wedding on one of the Scottish island where things goes wrong because there's been a murder and the person that died has like no identity. So of course this is going to be a murder mystery. Super excited to read this book. Then I also got Bravely by Maggie Stiefvater, an author I have read before, the Raven Cycle, and I really liked it. So I had to get this one and check it out myself. So this is about Princess Merida, who is on a quest to save her kingdom, and she has like 1 year to do that. So the main reason I got this book is, other than, I like the author's writing, that I've seen Brave, like when it came out, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. And I used to also watch Once Upon a Time, the TV show, and her character was in that show as well, and I really liked it. And I liked The Brave. Yes, I watch cartoons still to this day. I enjoy it. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to check this book out. Something like, fairy tale. I'm totally into it. So I thought it would be a fun read. And then I also got The Agathas by Kathleen Glasgow and Liz Lawson. So this is about two unlikely friends. They come together to solve a mystery of a missing girl, another high school girl who goes missing like a year prior with her boyfriend. Of course, this is going to be a fast-paced, fun, modern day Agatha Christie type of book, and of course this is going to be a YA mystery thriller. Then I also got The Mothers by Brit Bennett. This is, I believe, supposed to be her debut novel, if I'm not incorrect. So I recently read The Vanishing Half by the same author, and I did not like it as much as, how hyped the book was. So someone mentioned that this one was much better and they liked it, and I thought, why not? I really wanted to love Brit Bennett's, The Vanishing Half, the first book that I ever read. So I thought I would give this a try, and I believe I read literally like the first page and I was liking it so far. So I thought I would give it a try. So this is about a 17-year-old girl named Nadia from California. After her mom dies by suicide, Nadia gets pregnant by the pastor's son, which she tries to hide from everyone, including her God-fearing best friend, Aubrey. So Nadia gets caught in between a love triangle. Of course, she will move away from California, but something will bring her back to the drama that she actually got away from. So this is a coming-of-age story, and of course I wanted to check another book by this author since I had such a bad time with the first book I ever read. So hopefully I really enjoyed this book because I'm super excited to read this. And plus, this cover, what is up with these covers by this author? I absolutely love it. So pretty. And then I also found a copy of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Of course, we all know about this book. This is a classic. It's about 4 sisters and their coming-of-age story back in the 1800s, of course. I have 2 other copies of the same book, but how beautiful is this cover to just pass it by? I don't know. I feel like with the classics, you can just never have enough, especially when they keep reprinting all these beautiful ones. I have a problem. I'm a sucker for beautiful covers. Then I also got The Becoming of Noah Shaw by Michelle Hodkin. So this is part of the Mara Dyer series, which I read and I have them and I really liked it, and I wanted to see the Noah side of the story considering how cheap this book was. So here it is. So to my knowledge, you have to read Mara Dyer in order to read this, because otherwise I feel like it won't make sense what's happening to Noah. So Mara Dyer is about a high school girl who does not know if she's crazy or she's haunted because everyone around her just keeps dying. So Mara meets a boy named Noah, and of course this book is about him. So this is going to be a YA fantasy paranormal type of book, and like I said, I really liked Mara Dyer series, so I wanted to check this out. And then I also got a few sci-fi books, and the first one is Necropath by Eric Brown. This is the first book of the Bengal Station series. And the third one is Cosmopath. I don't know where book 2 went. Somewhere it got lost in between, but yeah, I got the first and the third. So this series is about Jeff Vaughn. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He's from a spaceport authorities. He discovers that a sinister cult has been worshiping this mysterious alien god. Of course, there's some murders relating to it, and he finds out that he's also being hunted down. So this is going to be a sci-fi mystery, which I absolutely love. Something in space and mystery. Those are like two of my favorites. So super excited to read these books. Then I also got Helix by the same author, Eric Brown. This is about 4 humans who crash land on a desolated icebound planet, and they are actually in search for a more habitable planet like the Earth. Of course, this is going to be sci-fi, space opera, aliens, nothing I love more in a sci-fi book. And this author I have never read before, so this will be really interesting to see. The premise sounded super good, so we'll see how this goes. And then I also got The Myriad by R.M. Miluch. I hope I'm pronouncing the last name correctly. This book sounded like when the Romans had a opportunity to escape before, their destruction, they chose to go live up in space. So this kind of sounded like Roman Empire in space, if that makes sense, which sounded really interesting because I love reading books about, the Roman Empire, and then you add sci-fi to it. I think it sounds kind of interesting. Plus, this author is her name is Rebecca, so this is a female sci-fi writer, which I don't see a lot. So I thought, this would be a good way for me to check out this author's book. Of course, once again, this is going to be sci-fi, more like a military science, and of course, space opera, which, of course I love. So super excited to check this author out and the book because it sounds really interesting. Then I also got Star Wars: The Weapon of a Jedi by Jason Fry. Of course, we all know what this book is going to be about, so I shouldn't even have to explain it to you. And if you have not watched any of the Star Wars movies, what are you doing? Go check them out right now and stop living under a rock. And then I got 3 Nancy Drew series, and I actually have a collection that I have been hunting down all these books, in the Nancy Drew collection, and whenever I see them, I will get them, the ones that I don't have. So I got 3, and the first one is The Mystery at Lilac Inn. So this is about Nancy helping her friend Emily, who lost her heirloom jewelry, and they're trying to find out who stole them. The next one is Mystery of Crocodile Island. So this is about Nancy going to an island to study crocodile with her dad and friends, and to possibly find out who are these suspected poachers. The last Nancy Drew book I got is Mystery of the Brass-Bound Trunk. So this is about Nancy traveling to New York by a ship. She finds out that a man on the pier signing to someone on board saying, "Be careful of Nancy Drew and NE." So she's trying to find out who is this NE. If you enjoyed this thrift store book haul, I have another video right here. Check that out, and I will see you there. Until next time, take care.